Suspect came to Buffalo from Conklin, New York. That's more than 200 miles away to specifically target the black community. And as we mentioned earlier, investigators also revealing that the suspect did arrive in Buffalo a day before yesterday's shooting to check out the area and even the supermarket itself. One witness, Grady Lewis, remembers seeing the suspect saying he stuck out to him like he just didn't belong.
I looked at him and I said, this kid looks out of place. He looked suspicious. He looked out of place and his energy wasn't right. In talking to him, he gave me all the right answers and I wouldn't have thought that. But I felt that he just looked out of place.
Lewis went on to share that he talked with the suspect about all kinds of topics.
And that brings us to the latest on this investigation into the shooter, where right now there is a very active scene outside of his parents' home that is located in Conklin, New York. Chelsea Strub joins us live from our sister station, WNEP, with the very latest. Chelsea.
That's right. Good evening, Claudine and Scott. I'm here in Conklin, New York. It's about a 3.5-hour drive from you guys. And behind me, like you said, there is that federal investigative presence at this home. It's an address that is associated with the suspected shooter. And what happened yesterday in Buffalo and the investigation behind me here in Broome County has really shaken the community here. And as it's unfolding, the people here are trying to make sense of it all, but most importantly, show support for the victims.
It's day 2 of a heavy federal police presence on this quiet street in Conklin, New York, as the investigation continues following a mass shooting that killed 10 people at a Buffalo supermarket Saturday afternoon. Police say the suspect is 18-year-old Payton Gendron. This is his family's home, according to people in the neighborhood.
There are warrants that will continue to be obtained both on the state and the federal levels. We'll be looking at extensive digital platforms, computers, phones, cameras, and anything else that comes into play in this investigation.
Police believe the suspect traveled more than 3 hours from here to Buffalo to carry out the attack as an act of racially motivated violent extremism. Those who call Broome County home say they're trying to make sense of it all.
That's crazy.
I was like in shock. I can't believe somebody drove 3 hours just to commit something like this. It was insane. So close to home, too.
But officials told the Associated Press the suspect had threatened a shooting before, in 2021 at his high school graduation at Susquehanna Valley High School in Conklin. Graduates of the school say they are devastated.
I get a text from my friend saying that it was someone local and they just graduated from where I went to high school. And I immediately I just stopped what I was doing. I was like, this isn't Conklin, like this isn't us at all.
The school is flying its flag at half-staff, and in a statement, school officials said it will be operating on a 2-hour delay schedule Monday and offering mental health services and counselors for students.
There's no room for hate in Conklin. I grew up here. My dad grew up 4 houses literally up the street, safe and sound. And then this isn't us. There's no room for hate in Conklin. We're just all love, pretty much.
To show support for the victims of the attack, Sierra Storm decided to put this display along her fence.
Like each cup, I was just like, I can't, like, this is the least I can do for their family. And just thinking of like the victims and just constantly going through, like, it's so indescribable. But this whole time I was just thinking of the families.
And we heard similar messages from neighbors, from people visiting nearby churches. They are surprised. They're in shock that this act of alleged hate would come from a small family-oriented place here like in Conklin. Meanwhile, the investigation behind me at this home continues. Chelsea Strub, Channel 2 News, Broome County.